You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. Slow it down, Shaheed.
Come on.
Go. Let's go. We talking to Aries, talking to the owners of Aries Restaurant, right there on Natural Bridge and Clara.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful facility. It's a beautiful place, and we just want you to know about it. We want you to take time out to come in and patronize them. You know, we support black business.
Yes.
You know, people out here talking about Black Lives Matter. Now, we get that, and we've talked about that. But black business makes black lives better. Because black business people will hire black people.
Yes.
And they creating jobs and economic opportunity. Plus, they got a good product. So why don't you come on by? Just stop by. I've tried that. I've tried that salmon croquette sandwich, and it is the bomb. I'm telling you. I'm yet to go back. And me and Shaheed going back because I want to get that ice cream. Is this ice cream handmade?
Not at the moment.
No, because
that's
it's
our
bulk.
next step.
Okay, it's bulk.
That's
right.
our next step is to start making it ourselves.
But it's a good quality.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Right.
You know.
So when you walk on into the shop, Mayor Bosley did right. I'm excited. And I'm excited because I love this restaurant. And I love the brothers and sisters and seeing how they're in there and how they're working. And they're not playing about this. And, you know, when you first come in there for the first time, let me ask you a question, Mayor Bosley. When you walked in there, because you've been hearing us, you've been helping us push it just like we read these cards every week. We don't ask nobody for nothing. We push black business because we have an obligation to do that. When you walked in there, Mayor Bosley, and saw it and then taste that salmon, how did you feel?
I feel, first, when I walked in there, I felt good. I felt good about the place. It was clean. It was bright.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not dark and dim or drab, anything like that. It's bright. It's inviting.
Yes, sir.
It makes you, because at first we were coming in to get the sandwiches and then leave.
That's
and
right.
then when I got in there, I said, well, wait, let's just sit down in here for a little while.
Okay.
Let's sit down here and relax because we wanted to move. And I said, we can sit down and relax in here a little bit. And so we did that, and it kind of grows on you. I mean, it's a very nice place. It really is. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Let me add to that.
Come on, speak right to. I want to hear
Let me
you.
ask why. I want to answer a question that a lot of customers asked, and at first I didn't know how to feel about it, but
Go ahead.
I understood. All right, when we first opened, you know, some of our customers, let's say they could be a little rough. Let's just use that.
That's just what we do.
So a few of them came in, and they were kind of loud outside. But once they came in, they kind of paused, they looked around.
Right.
All it's like their whole aura changed. And they walked to the counter hesitantly, and I welcomed them over. I was like, come on over, brother, let me take your order. And he couldn't even place the order because he was too busy.
Yeah, looking around.
And he was like, the first thing out of his mouth was,
It's nice.
can I sit in here?
Wow.
I said, yes, brother, there's plenty of tables. You know, he was the only customer in there at the time. And then he was like, well, this should be in Central West End or Ladue. I said, no, brother, that should
right
be,
here.
it should
Where
be
it is.
right here where it is.
Right.
Why should we go outside of our community
I love that.
to get decent and reputable service and a clean environment?
Yes, sir.
We shouldn't have to run to where our money is not respected and we not
right.
protected.
All
Why would we go there?
That's right.
You gonna force your oppressor or enemy to take your money?
Right. That's right.
I mean,
Well, a lot of times we just can't envision
Yes, sir.
something like that in our own neighborhoods.
That's why it's there.
We can't envision it because we never had it. You hear what I'm saying? We never had it. When I grew up over there in the neighborhoods, we had, had Men and Grove Sporting Goods. We had Rexall. We had all the places that white people
right.
owned. We had it.
That's right.
But it's been gone long time. So
Right.
it takes us a while to get used to it coming back. I mean, unfortunately, it does. But the blessing of it is that he came.
yeah, I
You know
wouldn't
what
have
I'm
it any
saying?
other way.
The blessing is that he came. He took that chance. He wanted to come. Part of him wanted to come, but then another part of him didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, that's
So I mean, that's what we do. That's what this is all about: creating an opportunity, creating an experience, creating something nice that people can enjoy in their own neighborhoods and their own community.
Let me ask.
And
No, go ahead.
customer service is a big,
That's
big,
it. That's
big.
everything. It
is.
That is the most important aspect of everything. When a customer call on the phone, we yes ma'am. Yes, sir.
That's right.
Not what you want.
No. Yes, sir, brother.
Oh,
And that all-
oh,
yeah,
oh,
we
oh.
call them brother, we call them sister.
That's right.
And it shows in their behavior, and you could tell
Right.
that it's refreshing even
Yeah.
for them. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, because I had one, and I just want to shout out to the customers that come.
Come on.
You know, we really appreciate them.
Oh, yeah,
And
we
from
have some
all
great
walks of
customers.
life, from all circumstances that they deal with, they still come and they treat it with respect there, and they give it back. Now, they may not give it back once they get outside that
Right,
door.
but they give it back
But
in that.
in there, I really appreciate it because I was talking to a customer, and I told him, I said, "Welcome, brother. How you doing? How can I help you?" And when he heard me call him brother, he kind of looked like, "Negro, you ain't my brother."
Yeah, they do.
And, you know, and I just kind of smiled at him, and I kept saying it. He
Right.
finally warmed up, and he said it back. And it's just breaking that.
Ain't that breaking
you don't-
chains,
No,
man.
just
Breaking
breaking
chains.
those chains and letting the person know, hey, this everybody in this world ain't out to take from me or
Right.
attack me or belittle me.
Right.
It's people that care and show
Right.
genuine concern, ask you how your day going. We do all
right.
these things.
That's
there.
right.
And if the staff don't do that, then I'm gonna go street.
That's right. That's
And
right.
that's all part of making people comfortable because you are so right. I mean, we own the Zodiac, and up at the Zodiac sometimes people come in, they got chips on their shoulders.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
but then they see we ain't got a chip.
Yes, sir.
And they see most of the people in there don't have chips, so they
Mellow
dial
out.
it down.
Yeah, you're able to
They
disarm
dial
them,
it down, and also they relax. They relax a little bit, and they stay in there longer than they have wanted to because it's an environment that they feel comfortable in.
Right.
Right,
And that's
right.
what we got to continue to give or try to give to our people.
I want to jump in one more time. Two things. I got to say something about Brother Sultan because they spoiled him. But then I want to ask you, Sister Nelda, how do your daughter feel, and you too, knowing that the restaurant is named after her? And so it's two different things. One thing that I love, Brother Mayor Bosley, is they spoil Brother Sultan. When Brother Sultan come through there, Brother Sultan gets red carpet treatment. I'm talking about they just
And
got.
he
he's
sure does.
He's 91 years old, and they deserve.
91?
Brother Sultan is
God, I was
91.
gonna say 80.
That's a
No,
legend.
he's 91 years old, and he still gets around her. He's still driving and still running that mouth.
Oh yeah, when we see him pull up on a parking lot, we know his brother Sultan getting out that car. It is
Something else.
whatever he wants is he's the king when he comes in there.
That's
Let's
beautiful.
take him to lunch up there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Now, he loves who he loves. He loves all
Let's
the
do that.
who he loves is Mayor Bosley.
We'll do that.
If we do that with Mayor Bosley, he gonna be happy anyway. But just a matter of fact, Mayor Bosley
bring him
up
to
there
lunch up there.
Okay, we're gonna do that. So let me answer that. How both of your daughters, but the mere fact that it's named after her, and she was 14 years old working there. And I'll never forget. I asked her one time about, do she know how to operate that cash register? I don't ask her that no more. She tell me sometimes stuff is $20 million, $23 million. She talk real crazy to me. I tell her, I don't want her waiting on me. Either one of them two wait on me because if a banana, it's going to be a whole lot if I buy a banana from her. But
$500, what she like to say.
Yeah, $500 for the banana.
Jump in there, Sister Nell, to help us with knowing.
Pretty much Ariana, she really loves it. I mean, she has said, don't tell nobody about the history. Mom, I said, no, they need to know.
That's right.
Because you setting the tone at her age.
That's right.
17.
Now she's 17, but she
she's
wasn't there when y'all
17 now,
first got
but
there.
14. Like, wow, this is my name. My name is being spread all over.
Right.
So
That's right.
she appreciates it. I mean,
Right.
she really does.
And
you
Mary,
know?
something else too. I had to jump. She done got a car since she been working there. She got her own little car.
got a car?
Mary, but-
Oh, she's
Yeah.
driving too.
She sure is.
And as a matter of fact, I sent her on a store run that was, she
up
didn't know
some
what,
products.
pick up some products. And she called me, she said, Mom, you set me up for suicide. I said, what are you talking about? She said, I had to get all this stuff. I said, did you get it all? She said, yes, ma'am. I said, now you know.
That's a business.
You know.
Got to have that inventory.
You know what, when your mom and go gets the stuff, or her dad or her sister, she know that we're not, just messing around. We're all about business.
That's right.
You know,
And
getting
now
that
that's
stuff.
one less thing you got to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Taking some of that weight off of you.
Oh yeah, I was at the store running, and she was on at the restaurant depot getting her stuff. Yeah.
And I got to keep her because I'm there all the time. I came in the other day, and her grandson is there now married. So it's like she's taking. How old is your grandson?
He's 14.
He's 14 too now. So what I'm looking at is how they're instilling this, is planting the right seeds. Because it's all about your environment and who you're around. And if they're around that environment, and I said to him, I said, young man, you know, I'm meeting you for the first time, but I want you to understand that this is yours. I don't want you to just sweep the floors like it's a regular floor. This is your floor.
Take ownership.
That's the exact thing, you know. But that's an honor to me to come in and see that your family is in there with you, and it means everything. And your daughter, who is your other daughter?
My other daughter's Alyssa.
Woo! Now
She
the real deal.
started when we first opened. You know, it's just 4 of us. It was Alan, Ariana, and Alyssa and myself. We started. It's just 4 of us when we first opened up. And we'll be losing her in in August. She's going off to dental school. She's going to be our
And
first.
what kind of school?
Dental. She's going to become our first dental doctor in the family.
Yeah.
Amen.
Where's she going?
She's going to Alton School of Dentistry.
Okay.
Over in Alton. So she starts that August. So she was she was our backbone, but
Ain't no
she's
secret.
going to do her thing, and you know, maybe she's going to come back and get back to the community on her own too. So.
And she's serious.
Oh yeah,
You
she's
tell me
dead
who's
serious.
man. Ooh, she's so serious.
Well, they all take it serious. I mean, Ariana. I mean, I can leave the shop, and I know that.
Yeah, they do.
Ariana and Alyssa, they got it going on.
You're right.
There's something.
And I've seen that too. Just them two there, because if they there by themselves, I'm always wait till they close and at least pull the things down. But they absolutely know how to run that thing from A to Z, and that's a big relief off you when you don't have to try to worry about everything and know that when you leave. And I know you got to feel good about that, bro.
I do, because I still work a 9 to 5 separate from him, so I can't be there as much as I'd like. But you know, I'm there on some of the weekends mainly.
So tell us some of the items, and, you know, so if they Google it, can they see some of the items that you got? Because when you walk in there, that board is so impressive in front of the counter. You know, it's like you don't know what you need. You're going to make their mind up from you to say, well, look down and see what you want. And
Right.
So if they Google this, your information, how would they be able to see?
Well,
you know?
the website
Okay.
would be the best.
Okay.
Because if you look on our website, Aries Ice Cream Parlor and Cafe.com, it's
Say it a little slow. You're going fast.
Aries Ice Cream Parlor and Cafe.com.
Spell that air so they can make sure they got it right.
ARIS.
Okay.
Ice Cream Parlor, PARLOR, and Cafe.com.
Okay.
So the website is sectioned out where you can pick from. It's a button that you can click that says View Our Menu, and it breaks down the desserts, the sides, the main meals, and whatever you click on, it shows a full picture and it has a description of what it is.
Okay.
So you can see all our items there on the website. Now on Google, a lot of the customers put pictures of their food all the time, and you can read all the reviews. So
Oh, wow, that's
you
fine.
can see the customers' food and their reaction too,
Wow.
if you Google us. So
Well, I'm just speechless because I think about Mary High when I should say we, because I feel as though I was with them when we first walked into that building and how it is now. And I just sit back there sometimes I just sit in there and wait for my guests to come, you know. And maybe that's one thing we can do, because I said I was going to bring it up here and I didn't reach. But maybe before you leave, we can, if they come by this morning, maybe by 12 o'clock noon, the first 2 people to come by 12 o'clock noon, I have 2 gift cards that you've gave me. So maybe this morning, we're going to leave here at 10 o'clock this morning, but by the time 12 o'clock, anybody come in at 12 o'clock, if it's okay, Sister Nell, they'll say, Brother Shahid sent us by here.
Oh,
We
no
heard
doubt.
y'all on the radio. How should they say it? They heard on Hallelujah. I want something they got to say to make sure they heard it. So how should they say Hallelujah? How should they say it, Mary? 'Cause
they should say what Brother Sean said. I've got so many customers from the Freeman Bosley show. I just want to thank you for that.
Are you serious?
No,
Yes.
seriously.
One of our customers has been with us since almost the beginning. His name is Sean. He was
Oh,
listening
Sean ain't
to
got a show.
Sean.
Oh, he
the
listening
show.
now. You better believe he listening.
And he came in there, the first thing he said, I heard about y'all on the Bosley show. Shaheed was talking about y'all. And that brother comes in there and he eats. He ordered 5 different things at 5 different times. I mean, he may order a chili dog.
And eats it all.
Eat that.
He eat it all.
Then he order
Yeah.
some chili.
He takes his time and enjoyed every meal.
Yeah, and he
I
be
said,
in
do you
there
want
for
me to leave an
hours.
open ticket for you? He was like, nope.
So you do get people coming in saying they heard you?
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good,
sir.
good.
I would say 25% of our customers
That's
we
beautiful.
got
Hey,
from
how
I
about
like
that,
that.
huh? See there, y'all? They listening.
That's right.
And thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
For listening.
Yeah, they came and checked out the banana pudding. We have homemade banana pudding. I think
Oh, God, yeah,
they mentioned
I
it off of the Bosley show too.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
they came in and
give me
said,
some of that.
I need to come and check that out.
That's a beautiful thing.
You know?
And we feel good pushing black
Oh,
business.
man,
Mayor Bosley have a saying that gets us in trouble all the time. White folks spend money. How did it go, Mayor? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. What?
White people are with white people.
Speak it. I want them to hear good in the mic, Mike.
White people are with white people.
Yes, sir.
And black people are with white people.
Ooh-wee.
So we one hand clapping,
Wow.
trying to make something happen.
Trying to clap with one hand.
They one hand clapping, trying to make something happen.
Ain't that beautiful?
Because subconsciously, unconsciously, you all take your money all everywhere else but to us.
That's right.
And we offering a service, we offer a product.
Yes.
Just give us a chance. We're not saying bring all your money to us. We just want right now just some of it.
Right.
Just a little bit.
That's right.
Just a little bit, because
That's
it's
right.
more than we got, because
right.
you're taking it someplace else.
That's right.
So give your own people a chance.
right.
That's all.
That's
And
right.
I'm not saying nothing negative about the white businesses, because they are doing fine. But the black business, if a white business is suffering, a black business is having a stroke.
That's right. Ain't no
Right.
secret.
That's right, particularly during the pandemic.
Yes, sir.
So we could use some help. We could use some support. We'll treat you right.
Man, especially
Support
if the
black
service
business.
good.
Sure.
If the service is good and professional, just like you would go anywhere else, then you're not obligated, but it would be nice.
That just will be nice.
Well,
Yeah.
the blessing
nice.
is like what you just said. It's in the black community. You don't got to go out to Ladue or Central West. You ain't got to. You can come somewhere within 15 minutes in the black community. You can be there, and then you don't have to worry about. They have cameras. They watch everything there. They have 1 or 2 TVs on whenever you come in there. You can always. And I mean, you don't have no reason. The air conditioning is cold.
Free
You know,
Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi, and then y'all got all kind of plugs up on that little table. So if they
Yeah.
need to bring their phone, then they don't have that
Battery
charger
chargers.
there. Battery
Yeah.
charger there. You know, when you sit and look at the whole piece, you know, a nice clean bathroom. Let me repeat that.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
Nice,
well, go ahead,
clean
please say it.
restroom. A nice, clean restroom.
And that's important.
And big, too.
Yes, very special.
space.
Wheelchair accessible. You can,
Got
you
some
can do
space.
some 360s in your wheelchair there if you want to.
So that's why I'm so excited this morning, you know, knowing that y'all were coming in this morning with us and you're going to be live in the studio with us. And I just, I couldn't wait, you know, a couple of weeks we was trying to get you in here. And I wanted to make sure you got in here with Mayor Bosley because he talked about when he went there, he wanted that ice cream. So now we know we're going to come back with Brother Sultan. We're going to have a big do. And then maybe whatever day we do it, Mayor, we want to make the announcement on the radio that maybe we say we'll be there at 12 o'clock. We want to see how many people would meet us there at 12 o'clock that listen to our radio show on a regular basis, and they come on in there with us, you know.
Have you all had a chance to meet Larry Dortch yet?
Yes, that's Larry.
Yes,
you know, yeah.
we have.
Larry Dortch?
He's-
He is a very unassuming type person.
Yeah.
But he's got all kind of businesses.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, and he's over there at that Union 70,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows all of those people over there. And you probably don't know it, but he sends people over there.
Oh, ain't no
Oh, yeah,
secret.
he does.
He sends people,
He
and he
tells us.
comes in and has lunches himself.
Oh,
over
yeah,
there.
when he walks
And
in,
his-
hey, Mr. Larry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with his wife sometime, right?
His wife, Miss Judith.
Judy,
Yeah, sure,
yeah.
right, sure. No,
I know her.
Tell him.
they sit there in that restaurant, and I came in there the other day when I walked in there, and he was sitting in there. I came to drop something off, and before I could look up, I said, I'll be doggone his Larry, and wind up being with him 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we get together, you know.
So he remembered you.
Oh, yeah, but through you, man, everybody, come on now.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes,
he
sir.
remembers you. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
good.
Because Mayor Bosley, you know, being a mayor of this city, we were doing so much stuff, so we were always together. That's why I never refer to him as nothing but Mayor Bosley. I don't know how to refer to him as anything else other than that. And I love and honor him and respect him so much. I'm loyal.
But Larry, to be so successful, is one of the most down-to-earth people
Oh, he is.
that you'd ever want to meet. You wouldn't think that he had too much more than you had when you first meet him, because he doesn't talk about it.
He sure don't.
He's not gonna talk about it, he's not gonna brag about it, he's just gonna come in, get him a little something to eat, and have some conversation and move out.
And that's Larry.
That's it.
That's Larry.
Yeah. But all the time, now when he's gone and he's back over there, he's telling his people over there at that site,
sure
go over
is.
to Aries, go
And
get
they
some
going.
food over to Aries. I know when I met him over there once, about a couple months ago, he took me about 4 businesses over there and introduced me to some folks. And all while we were over there, he was saying, we can ready to go get some lunch. Come on over to Aries. That's what he was telling the people there. And each one of them had them 20, 30 employees.
Ain't that something?
He's a good supporter.
Yeah,
He really is.
That's right. So what I want to do in these last 2 minutes, I want to get this information out there. I'm trying to remember where y'all located at. That's what I need y'all help get me out.
We're located at 5572 Natcher Bridge, 5572 Natcher Bridge, St. Louis, Missouri, 63120.
What number y'all got? I mean, because I don't have no information in front of me.
Yeah. You can give us
I like
Could
to have
be reached
fun.
at 314
328.
328-2992. Again, 314-328-2992.
And the blessing, see, I know numbers by heart. I can start giving out other numbers, but I'm not going to, this is good enough right here.
And again, we're open up from 7 to 5 Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
And we open up at 7,
7 in the morning. So you
7
can all-
a.m., and the phone starts ringing.
Yeah, because a lot of people who come in, they don't realize that we sell breakfast and lunch. They see ice cream.
Right.
They skip the Ann Cafe.
Right, yes, sir.
So they in for a whole total surprise.
Right.
So we have breakfast. No pork for those who need to know.
Right.
No pork. We have breakfast burritos,
Beautiful.
breakfast quesadillas. We have sausage and egg sandwiches, bacon egg sandwiches, smothered potatoes, oatmeal grits, all those things.
I had to smother potatoes too.
Did you, Mary?
Oh man, yes sir, yes I did. Very good.
Well, before we go, I want to make sure that whoever comes in today, this morning, about 12 o'clock, and they mentioned that Mayor Bosley, I make sure they say Mayor Bosley, they heard it on the show, and if they get there, we got 2 people. I got 2 gift cards left that y'all gave me to give out. Is that fair enough?
That's fair enough.
Okay.
Fair.
All right, we got to go.
Well, we got just a second, but we got to set the tone.
We got to say it. We got to go, and when
know,
we
but
come
you
back,
always
we're going to be
mention-
talking about something heavy too, because we want to talk about this massacre that happened in East St. Louis in 1917.
Well, let's
These
go to
people
the-
are looking for reparations. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KATZ 1600 AM.
And-
Keep it on lock.
and
Quit playing. Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM. I've been wanting to talk about this all day, but now is a good time to get it in. We have a situation that happened in East St. Louis in 1917. A lot of you all don't know anything about that, don't remember anything about that, haven't read anything about that, but there was literally a massacre of black people committed by whites in East St. Louis in 1917. That was 151 years ago. And it goes like this. This is an article that I've gotten out of the guy's name, Gabriel Brady, and it was written on July 13th. But this article talks about on a rainy Saturday in East St. Louis protesters took to the street calling for reparations to be paid for the damages done 151 years ago. Wow. People are calling for reparations as a result of the riot in East St. Louis, ladies and gentlemen, and that was a real thing. It was a real thing. What actually happened was you had black people moving from the South, coming up to the North, trying to find better opportunities. And there were better opportunities. They were coming up, and many of them were passing here through St. Louis, settling into East St. Louis, headed west. But a lot of them stopped, and many of them stopped in East St. Louis. In the early 1910s, the city of East St. Louis population doubled from 12,000 to 24,000 people. And this is what they call, it was part of what they call the Great Migration. When I'm talking about black people that were in the South coming up north looking for better opportunity, they call it the Great Migration, and that's what was going on. In many instances, black Americans were met with similar circumstances that they fled in the South, because white people didn't want them, because what they were doing is they were coming up getting jobs. And the white folks thought that they were taking jobs from them, which they really weren't. But what happened was in East St. Louis, there was a strike. There was a strike in early 1916 and 1917. White workers in East St. Louis went on strike to protest higher wages. Now, this is in 1916, 1917, about 150 years ago. But since a large population of black Americans had come up from the South and started passing through East St. Louis, many stopped and started working in the factories in East St. Louis. So what East St. Louis was doing was playing the blacks against the whites, the business people were. So while the whites were protesting for higher salaries, the blacks were more than willing to take those jobs. And so they gave these positions to the African Americans. And so the white counterparts felt some kind of way about that. And not only felt, they were outraged. They were outraged. At a city council meeting in 1917, white workers registered a formal complaint against the entire black population. Listen to this. They registered a complaint. How do you do this? I want to know just how do you do it. They registered a formal complaint against the entire black population of East St. Louis. In June of that same year, 1917, a white mob attacked the black neighborhoods of East St. Louis, pulling black people off streetcars, pulling them off trolleys, taking them off all forms of transportation that they were using to get to where they were going. They even had to call the National Guard. But the National Guard, however, when they got there, they were in support of the violence. Yeah, I'm not going to say all of them, but many of them were. They were supporting the whites beating up the black people. You know, after some of the violence subsided, a group of white men drove a black T-model Ford through a predominantly black neighborhood and shot out the car into the homes on July 1st. The black people in that neighborhood organized themselves to prepare for another attack. Later that day, another black Ford drove down that same street, prompting black citizens to fire. Now, black people, they just wasn't sitting there talking about, wringing their hands, talking about what we gonna do, what we gonna do. The black people armed themselves. They armed themselves, they took up arms, and they fired, yes they did. The black citizens fired their own guns, thinking that it was the previous car that came through. 2 police officers were driving the car, and both of them died. So the black people killed 2 police officers. The next day, the very next day, an even larger crowd descended on the black neighborhoods of East St. Louis. Black homes were burned to the ground. Children were killed. There was even an organized effort in the city for black refugees to cross the East Bridge. That's where a lot of black people who have roots in East St. Louis,
yes, sir.
The roots that you had in East St. Louis or in St. Louis now because your people fled East St. Louis at that time because of the riots. That's how your family gets over here to Missouri, to the St. Louis side. Even today, some of you still have family over in East St. Louis because of what happened a long time ago. That's the connection. So if you don't know how that happened or why it happened, that's what was going on back then. Your grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, and your great-great-great-grandparents left East St. Louis and came to St. Louis because of the riots. And they crossed the Mississippi River to escape. And the article says, I don't believe, well, it's hard to believe, some of them swam across the river. Now, you know, that river is kind of hard to get across, but they say some people actually swam across the Mississippi River.
That's deep. With those currents too?
Yeah, right, absolutely. The official death toll after a full day of riots in East St. Louis was 39 black people died. 39 black people died and 9 white. What is that? Okay. Many believe that the correct toll is probably in the hundreds, but now these people are asking for reparations.
Yes, sir.
They're coming for reparations. The families are coming for reparations for the injustice that was done. So we're going to see how that played out and how it will continue to play out. Now, in California, they already have, the state of California has organized a commission to address and analyze the issue of reparations in the state of California. Now, what they do remains to be seen, but what I want to point out is by the mere fact that the state of California has decided to take a look at reparations, that means other states can follow. Just like these people in Illinois, they can take a page out of what happened, what the people in California are doing, and replicate it right here over in East St. Louis. So it's interesting to see.
Okay, I think we got less than 2 minutes. Our battery's low, but they just signaled me it's 2 minutes we got. When you was talking about those 2 cars, Merrick, a lot of times, even though I know they were police, and we're not against police, we're against bad police, but most of the time, probably 90% of the time, it was always the police and sheriff working with them. So when they drove by and it was just police that time, it might have been just them in a different car, but for the most part, they were always supporting anytime something happened to us, because they couldn't even just phantom knowing black people was going to make any kind of money.
All right, no, couldn't stand it.
That's what drove
just
them.
Just a thought, you know.
That was enough, you know, to kick that thing off.
And then the conspiracy theory aspect was the blacks going to get all the jobs. You
Ain't
know
that
what I'm saying?
something?
The blacks get ready to take all the jobs. And it was only about 20,000 black people in the town of maybe 60 to 80,000 at that time. So they've continued to do that.
20 seconds.
All right,
okay.
so we're going to wait and see how this plays out. I'm anxious to see. And I'm going to also ask.
10 seconds, you say?
I'm going to also ask if we can see if we can get a representative to come in and talk. All right, it's time to go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show, or you've been listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM.
Keep it on lock.
Keep it on lock.
Stop
Quit
playing.
Playing.
Pow! In that order.